Hey Slayers, what's up? It is your girl Tiana, aka the Swagslayer, creator of the Swagslayer Talk, right here on the Swagslayer Fashion YouTube channel, live stream to the Swagslayer Facebook page. Thank you for joining us. I'm with my lovely co-host, Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studio. We are coming to you live today to talk to you about Kiddi Condos or securing a property for your children or grandchildren. If you have questions about Kiddi Condos, put them in the live chat. I'm happy to answer. If you're watching the replay, put those in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer those as well. Before we get started, do not forget that tomorrow we are having live karaoke right here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be a blast. It may not be great, but you will definitely have some laughs. So
it'll be great because we're doing.
Yes.
Hey, Tina.
Hey, yes, Christy. What's up, Funny Cat Stories? Thanks for coming to hang out. Hey, Christy girl, what's up? Hey, Tina. So for this episode, I hope that you have pen, paper, pencil, crayons, whatever, where you can take notes. Because I'm going to go over some fun and interesting things to help, again, you secure property for your children and or grandchild or children. First thing I want to dispel as myths from a Kiddi condo. You don't have to actually buy a condo. It could be a property, any property, single family, duplex, triplex, up to a quadruplex. Because as we discussed on Tuesday, when we talked about the NACA program, those are all considered homes for someone who's purchasing as an individual. Of course, there are investment properties and stuff like that. But for an individual, you can purchase up to a quadruplex and still not be considered a rental property or a commercial property or business property. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share with you the website that I would recommend that you guys take a look at. Please remember, Rhonda and I are not financial advisors, lawyers, real estate agents, any of that. We are just going over things that we have researched and found information simply by Googling and reading and our own personal experiences. So this website is called KiddiCondoLoans.com. But before we take a look at the full website, I'm going to just go to Google where I typed in Kiddi Condo Loan. And it says right here, what is a Kiddi Condo Loan? So it says at KiddiCondoLoans.com, same website that we're going to look at, it states that a Kiddi Condo loan allows non-occupant buyers, which is someone who's not going to occupy the space, they won't live there. Non-occupant borrowers. This means parents are able to purchase a property with their credit and income, but are not required to be residents in the property. Only the co-borrower is required to live in the property. The co-borrower would be the child, the grandchild or child. This loan program allows participants to charge rent to roommates. Right there, y'all know I'm all about how can we make money. As we discussed in Tuesday's live, we talked about renting out properties, not having to be the landlord per se, but you can pass that responsibility off to a third party called a property manager. So with the Kiddi Condo loan, not only do we talk about how you could purchase your own property and have that situated, you're able to help your child 18 or above do the same thing. So most time people consider a Kiddi Condo loan for a college student. They do not always have to be a college student because, again, this is a loan that allows a non-occupant co-borrowers to purchase a home together, but they don't all have to live in that space. This also could be something for elderly parents or disabled children. It would not be called a Kiddi Condo loan, but it functions very similar to the Kiddi Condo loan for those of you slayers who are watching who don't have any children per se or grandchildren, but may have parents, elderly parents, or even a disabled child that you're responsible for. There are loans similar to this that you could get for them where they would live in their own property and it would be theirs and you would live in yours. So I just want to point that out for any of the slayers who maybe don't have a child that meets this criteria, but to know that there are other ones very similar for different situations. So here at KiddiCondoLoans.com, it says a Kiddi Condo loan is a great way to find a house or condo for your student. Federal guidelines for every mortgage program have become tremendously more strict since the housing meltdown of 2008. Before the housing meltdown, under the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development guidelines, a college student with no income and no credit score could get a kiddie condo loan with a family member as a co-signer. However, there are some general guidelines that you need to be aware of before taking out a kiddie condo loan. So there are several guidelines here. Bear with me. I am going to read through each one because they're so important that you can always refer back to this page. I'm going to read them kind of fast, but if you have questions, go ahead and leave those in the live chat, or again, if you're watching the replay, in the comments, and I'll do my best to give you resources to answer those questions. So one, it says FHA credit underwriting standards must be met by each individual who signs on the loan. So whoever you get your kiddie condo loan with, they're going to give you the FHA credit underwriting standards, and then they're going to have some standards of their own. So each loan is different because each company, does something a little different. Each person on the loan must sign, and everyone is liable for full repayment of the loan. Third on this list is the credit score guidelines set by the lender must be met by each person on the loan. So again, depending on who you're getting it from, that lender, whatever that bank is going to give you the credit score guidelines for their loan that they're giving out. You can always shop around for anything and see who's going to best meet your need. Number 4 on the list, borrowers living in the property are limited to only 1 third-day delinquency to other creditors. So again, that has to do with your credit score, because in this case, you're buying the property. So the parent or parents and the child would have to meet that guideline. They are going to not want any delinquencies on your credit. They're going to have a positive credit report. The student doesn't have to have a very high score, whatever that minimum is, but they can't have any of those delinquencies. Number 5, I think, the borrower living in the property must have a clean record of delinquencies on rent. Number 6, excluding medical, the borrower living in the property must have 0 collections accounts filed within the past year, so the year prior to you applying for this loan. Number 7, unless the borrowers are related by blood, marriage, or law, except for rare circumstances, or the loan is for a property that is 2 to 4 units, the maximum loan to value will be 75%. Number 8, in order to prevent parents from developing a portfolio of rental properties, certain rules are in place. Number 9, whenever the lowest credit score is among the borrowers is, Number 8, whatever the lowest credit score is among the borrowers is what will be used for the loan application. Number 9, the income of the co-signer must be enough to cover their own debts as well as the child or student mortgage. And number 10, if the main borrower defaults, the co-signers are responsible for covering the full repayment of the loan. Okay, so the reason I went over these first, because we're going to touch on several of these, and I just want to make sure that you ladies had the basics of what's up, Penny, of what a kiddie condo loan kind of consists of. So one, of course, the student would need some type of credit score, and a good way that a student who doesn't have a job per se or doesn't have anything is to have a good credit score is if the parent or parents are good with their credit. And for example, you have a credit card, even if it's just a small credit card, and you have put one bill on it, that's a reoccurring bill on that credit card, and you pay it every month before the interest occurs, and you can call the bank and find out what those dates are to make sure you pay it before that time. You can add a child to that credit card. You don't have to give them a credit card. They don't even have to have the responsibility of making choices on the credit card. You don't have to give them that, but they are going to get credit built as you build the credit on that credit line. So that is a simple and easy way to help them build credit to prepare for this. Because again, you need at least 12 months of history, and they're going to need to see that there is a credit score there. You can speak to your bank about that, because I'm not a financial advisor. I don't work at the bank, but that is something I've participated in the past. So I know that that was a way from my personal experience. So that is something you can look into. There are, of course, other ways, like if you purchase a vehicle and you put the child on the vehicle loan, be very clear. They have to be on the loan, not on the the title to the car, because that means nothing, because they can't build a credit score by being on the title of the car. Just like when you purchase a house and you put a child on the deed of the house, they are part owner in the house, but they are not a part of the mortgage on the house. And mortgages, loans, all those things are what builds the credit. So the easiest way, again, was the first example of the credit card. Hey, Jen, how are you today? So that's one way to help that child build credit. I'm going to probably say student and or child, but again, your child or grandchild does not have to be a student. I had to dig deep for that. You probably are going to have to dig deep for that as well, because if you call to your local bank or real estate agent and talk to them about a kiddie condo loan, they're probably going to tell you your child has to be a student. But if you keep pushing, it doesn't. They just have to be 18. So then the next thing, I lost my train of thought, of course, as usual. Okay, so you've helped them establish credit. There's no delinquencies on there. You want to keep your credit right, one for your own personal self, but sometimes we find it hard doing things for ourselves, but we'll do almost anything for our kids. So keep your credit straight for this kiddo so that they can have this opportunity as well. Just as we talked on Tuesday, you can have a property where somebody else pays you rent and pays your mortgage so you can live for free. So not only have I given you tools this week for you to live for free, this same thing applies for the kiddie condo loan for your child. Doesn't, again, have to be a condo. It could be a single family home, a duplex, triplex, or a quadruplex. So I encourage that you send your child off to college to do whatever they want to do, or trade school, but they're not all going to go, and that's okay. So I will encourage to purchase one of these properties near a college. So therefore they can have roommates, because near college, there's a rotating door of roommates that never ends. It's like a faucet, right? You turn it on and they just come out. So
I know, child.
So just like on the guidelines that I just read to you, you can, the co-borrower, which is the student, can rent their property to other people. It's easier with students because, again, they come in and out per semester. And if you partner with the school in most states, you can set the property. Now, again, every state is different. I am not an expert, but you should have the option to set the property as kind of housing for students. And what the school can set up with you is the first disbursement of financial aid, student loans, whatever they get, even if their parents pay, the full semester rent is paid up front. It's technically paid to your student. So let's just be honest. It's not paid to you. It's paid to your student, because that home, that property belongs to your child. It doesn't belong to you. And before I forget, it's somewhere else down in my notes of things to talk about, but I just don't want to forget, the kid can homestead that property. So just a general information about homesteading is when you homestead your property, what that means is as your property value increases, you don't have to increasingly pay the additional taxes every year. So for my home, when we purchased the house, we put it in for homestead. And so my tax liability is going to continue to be the same per se. There's a little extra in there. It goes up a lot less. It does go up some, my property tax, but it doesn't go up as much as my home value, because it's based on the home value of when I homesteaded the property. I hope that makes sense. I'm not a real estate agent. Google it. But when it is your child's home or grandchild, the child, when you try to call the child, they can also do the same thing on their home, because technically it is not a commercial rental property, even though they're able to rent it out. So the school has now sent you the full semester. Say it's a 4-bedroom, your child stays in one, they have 3 roommates. The school has now sent you a semester's worth of income for 3 kids at one time. Okay. We get it.
Ashley had a question.
Yes, she does have a question, because I'm trying to teach y'all how to live for free, because the most expensive expense you have is your living expense. So Ashley from A&B Consignment, who has those bomb reseller candles. So if you have not been over to her Poshmark page, make sure you go over there and get you a reseller candle. I wish I had mine right here, but it's in the living room because they bossy. Okay.
I'll have
Anyway.
my assistant grab mine.
Yes. So Ashley says, does that count as income like a typical rental? Great question, Ashley. I don't know. So I have no idea. So I'm not going to lie to you. What I do know is, which is probably nowhere near your answer to your question. Of course, that income you pay your mortgage, that is counted a little different. The additional income your student or the child, sorry, because everyone's not going to have a student, the child is receiving income. So they do have to pay like the taxes. I know on the spread, we'll call it, on the additional. So for example, they had a house for $1,000 per month from the mortgage. They, just for example, of course it'd be way more than this, they receive $1,000 from each student. So they got $3,000 at the front. They paid $1,000 on the mortgage, and they had $2,000 of basically passive income. That is taxed differently than earned income. So I don't know how they tax that first $1,000 that they have to pay the mortgage on, but I know that they're gonna tax the additional $2,000 in this example as passive income, which is not taxed the same as earned income. Again, talk to your CPA, financial advisor, all that stuff, because I'm just speaking from the research I did online and my own personal experience with this topic. I don't have the questions for that. I have not been certified in any sort of anything, but that is a fabulous question to make sure you ask, how those two components of the income are taxed. But again, it'll be taxed to your child and not to you. I mean, to the student and the child, because it's their income. It's not your income as the parent. It is because it's their home. They homesteaded it. It's their income. I would highly suggest, because children, young adults, they don't even have to be children because they're not. They got to be at least 18, can find themselves in precarious situations where their frontal lobe is fully not developed until 21. And they might make bad decisions. So I would have that income go into a joint account so you can pull it right away and pay the mortgage. And then whatever else you set up with the child to do. But the point is, you're trying to get this mortgage paid off. So let me go through the comments real quick. What is up, Ella? Thank you for joining us. So Ashley says, because if so, that could mess up the child's loan or income for students. Correct. So she is right. If that is income for the child and they do attend school and for whatever reason they have financial aid, scholarship usually doesn't matter unless it was like an income-based scholarship based on the parents' income, because you have to remember that if they got a scholarship or based on parents' income, typically once they've gotten the scholarship, unless there's like sometimes they do it the second year, you have to reapply. That first 2 years won't matter because it's the income of the child. So that's something to look at. And so then the second 2 years, you may have to pay yourself. But again, you've collected thousands of dollars over that time frame. They would be able to do that, minus the mortgage. They would be able to do that. And plus they're building equity in something that they technically aren't paying for because they're living for free. So yes, Ashley, you're correct. Those are things you do want to look at for your personal situation. Everyone's situation is a little bit different. I just want to look at the comments, make sure they're okay. So then,
Hey,
so
Ella, thanks for joining.
Say it again.
I was just telling Ella, thanks for joining.
So for example, if you don't want to partner with the school or the school does not have a partnership for them to send you the money up front, of course, you would have some sort of contract in place for a rental agreement. Again, if you don't want to be the landlord or the child doesn't want to be the landlord, you can third party that out to a property manager to handle and collect all of those things and all the legal aspects of that if someone doesn't pay. Sometimes it's just better to third party it out so you don't have to deal with that that headache if you can't partner through the school for that, because they can do that for you as well. So then next point, I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. Okay, so I spoke Tuesday about how you could live for free as an adult. We're talking today how you can help your child also live for free. I did post the 2 videos that I talked about in the link in my bio. You do have to go to It's in the description. It's the milkshake link for Swagslayer Fashion. You can click it. And then once you get there to milkshake.com/Swagslayer, whatever it is, swipe to the left and go to the second page where all the YouTube videos are. And then you can look there. So one is the loophole of basically living for free, how you can live for free. It's explained by a real estate. He is a real estate investor, a lawyer, and something else, financial something. So he is certified in all that stuff. He went to school for that. He's personally done it himself. And he explains step by step how it can work so you can have a better idea of that. And then the other one is how to pay your house off in 5 to 7 years. I'm bringing that up because the how to pay your 30-year mortgage off in 5 to 7 years is going to come into handy in this situation, because most students are going to go to school for at least 4 years. Some of us went longer. Somewhere along the way, they may not know what they want to be when they grow up, so they might take a 5th year. So I'm bringing that up because in that time that you're collecting this rent from their roommates, your child's house can basically be paid off at the same time they graduate from college. So not only did they live for free and make an income, they have now finished college and they own a house outright.
That's amazing.
Yes. And you are also no longer responsible for their default, because once it's paid off, they can't default on it. So you don't have to be responsible for it. And that's why I'm encouraging, do a joint account with the child so you can hurry up and grab that money out, pay the mortgage. And so if they make, unwise decisions, because we've all been there, the house is still being paid off at a rapid pace. So you can leave them with a roof over their head. And if they have their own property, girls and boys, men and women, they got to come back and live with you. Okay?
Ooh, child, let me get on this.
You can visit them at their house. So that's all I'm saying.
That would be that. But I just really think this is a great idea. I think, some of these things that have come out, I mean, I'm not sure how long this has been around.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I wish I would have known about it,
Yes.
like back in the day.
Yes.
But because, hunty, I would have had my daughter set up.
Yes.
But, I do think it's a good way. I do think first and foremost, because, I've been thinking about, my granddaughter,
right.
and thinking about her credit and things like that, and how to, get her to, start establishing some. Yeah. Because while some people are under the illusion that having no credit or credit debt is a great thing. Well, it's not a great thing, because even though you may want to go and purchase something and get a loan, they don't have anything to go off of.
No track record.
Yeah, you don't have no paper trails, you have nothing. So while that might look good on paper, it does not look good when it comes to you wanting to finance something. So you have to start somewhere and build some type of credit. So I've actually been thinking about getting her started on that road.
Yes.
Because you need that. I mean, we all do. I mean, my credit has been up. And then when I was in my situationship, it went down. And after my situationship, now it's back up.
Yeah.
But, I just, I tell you that that's the one thing that you want to keep up.
You do.
And you want to establish. And something as simple as, even if you have a younger child, I mean, those little kid cards, those help establish some kind of, credit. You don't get them.
I don't know if those help you build credit, because I thought
that one of them. I'm just going off what someone told me.
To that.
I don't know.
Yes,
but
I will say a secure credit card, because when they're just starting out, even adults, like if we don't have our stuff, you can get a secured credit card. And the example of that is you can put $500, whatever the bank tells you, you give them the money. And then when you swipe your card, you still make a payment, but they take it out of the money you put up. It's secure because they know you can't spend more money than you gave them, but that'll help you build credit. And then eventually they'll just give you a regular credit line. I do want to say hey to Terry.
Hey, Terry. And I can tell you that Credit One is really good about that, because when I was rebuilding mine, I got a $300 limit, and you can't spend any more than that. But
That's
the
right.
key is
You
to,
can't go over half.
if you can't, yes, you cannot go over half. You also have to pay. I think it was $35 was the minimum, but you can always pay more. So it's
Right.
always more to throw a couple of more coins in there. But if
Yeah.
you don't have it at that month, then that's fine. Make sure you pay your $30 or $35 limit. But if you can always chunk a little, pay $40 maybe.
Yeah. And I just tell people,
be consistent.
Pay something, like don't use it to buy stuff. Like, for example, your cell phone bill. If it's $50, have them auto take it off your credit card, and then every month you pay your credit card, and don't put anything else on it, because then you can't screw up your credit, because your cell phone bill came out. You ain't gonna live without that. So you're gonna make sure that you paid it. Boom, done.
Yep, I tell you. And then, I'm just gonna chunk this piece of tidbit in here, because not that it actually would apply, but if you are building your credit, I think that you definitely should download the Experian app.
Okay.
Because what they do is they help boost your credit. If you've been paying your light bill, cell phone bill,
or
something like that
recently.
Yes, then they will go ahead. For 6 months. Now you have to pay it consistently for 6 months. Right. But after that 6 months, they will boost it, because you have shown that you are paying your bills consistently.
And they didn't used to do that. That's new.
No, that's new.
Yeah.
And I tell you that after 6 months, boost. That's what I got. But I tell you, it forces you to be very disciplined about paying.
It does.
And what you pay. So, I would, say, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
If that was a situation that you found yourself in.
Right.
But for kids, I think definitely, I'm even thinking of just putting her on one of mine.
Yeah, because if you've already established that credit, as soon as you add her, it retroactives to the whole time you had it.
Right. Right. Yes. So I just think that might be even the best way to go, and let her start building some. And then after maybe 6 months or so, she can apply for her own, and they'll probably just give it to her.
That's facts.
And I tell you, the one things, you should have one department store, and just one, whatever, whether it's a Capital One or Credit One or whatever, one of those cards. Start out with those 2 cards. And if you can keep those up consistently, then later on, and then after 6 months, honey, your credit line will go up. Yeah. And people be trying to send you offers to get credit cards.
And look, and don't be accepting all those offers.
And
you don't need that. No. Like, if you know who you are, just get the one. Like, I know who I am. The red sign at the mall is gonna get me every time. Let's just be real. Okay.
Yes. I have
cash to the mall, because once it's gone, it's
gone. And I only have 2. I have 2 retail stores, because I do online arbitrage.
Sure.
But once I go to my limit on both of them, then I'm done. Then I start paying that stuff back. But I tell you, I don't accept every time I go into Target. Would you like to get it? No. That keeps me out of trouble. No. Because I normally try to have my own budget. Like when I went sourcing, have my budget.
Yes.
And that's what I'm gonna. That's the money I'm gonna spend.
And the budget is the foundation for all of these things. If you want to learn about budgeting, make sure you're following Chandra at Glow Girl Glow on Instagram. It's GLOGLO on Instagram. She also has a channel here on YouTube, and she talks all about
that. Glow Girl Glow.
Oh yeah, my bad. That's all she talks about is budgeting. Well, she talks about a few other things, but it's mainly budgeting. Yeah. So Ashley, your question, girl, I don't know. Ashley think I work at the bank. I don't have no idea. But
can you
ask them.
She want to
know, can you refinance an existing rental property? I have no idea, girl.
Oh, okay. You know what? I don't know about that either, but that sounds like a plan.
Yes. So Tina says that sounds great. Her goal is for each of her children to have 2 investment homes, each within the next 2 years. We are off to a great start so far. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. I hope you can use this strategy with at least one of them, because again, they don't have to be a student. I just recommend a student area so you have the revolving door of a tenant all the time. And you can use this more than once, but again, that debt to income ratio has to be correct. So it just depends on how much debt you have left on another property for the next one.
Terry so let me look at these. You can, Ashley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have no idea. I mean, I wouldn't see why you couldn't, but, you know, I don't actually know.
Atinya said something. Oh, if you're rebuilding your credit, try the Self app. It works wonders.
Okay, nice. I have not heard of that. So, yes, y'all check that out.
I'll definitely pass that on.
Hey, Regina, girl, what's up? Your show last night was fabulous, darling.
Yes, it was, darling. It was extraordinary. Yeah.
They had a special surprise guest, Katie Reeves. They wanted to take you.
I was like, what is Katie doing here?
Right. So Jen says, before I was debt-free, I used Credit Karma. Definitely agree having a site to help you is a good idea. Yes, because you get a roadmap onto where you're going. And as humans, we work better with a plan. Even if we don't always want to stick to the plan, we can reach our goals better when they are visible. And they have those pretty little charts.
And Jen, I used Credit Karma. Still do. You know, because it shows me what happened to my screen. Oh, Lord.
I don't know. You and that computer today.
My computer is just like, oh, okay. But it was just a whole big block. But as I was saying, yes, I still do use Credit Karma, but that is how I started out. I started out with Credit Karma, and I kept track of my scores, kept track of everything that I needed to keep track of. That's when I also downloaded the Experian app, and that too will give you all the other scores that Credit Karma doesn't. So,
okay.
Yeah, it'll give you a little bit more in depth about where your credit is, and they alert you all the time.
So it says the Self app, you are giving yourself a loan. So it's like the secured credit card. You make the monthly payments, and once it is paid off, you get the lump sum of money. So same thing. You put the money up like the secured credit card, and then it is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I had never heard of that, but thank you for that.
So
thank you for dropping that, Gene.
Them nuggets, girl. We full of them, the whole community.
Yes, I love it.
On that note of credit, personal credit is very important, but most of the slayers here are business owners, and business credit is just as important. There is no reason that your personal household money needs to continue to fuel your business. They have all kind of benefits for business credit. They have things called a DUN number that will help you in that regards. And then because it is a business, if you have a business plan and can present, decently well, and communicate in a written form, and even if you can't, there are people you can hire that can, they are likely to give you different things, especially if you have a business account in your business name. You don't commingle your funds. You file taxes as your business. All of these things, even if you haven't done those things, there are still benefits of having business credit, whether you're LLC, corporation, what have you. You want to remember that your business gives you benefits that personally you cannot get. So why not take advantage of those? That's something we'll talk about in another at another time, but I want to bring that up now because we're talking about credit, that you definitely want to be looking at building business credit. It's a lot easier than your personal credit. You would think, well, I mean, they're both pretty easy. Personal credit, we've had it longer, so we have tend to, have hiccups along the way. But honestly, personal credit and business credit are both very easy to build. We're just less likely to have already hiccuped our business credit because most of us haven't even started it. And so we'll be starting at a more mature stage in life. So we're less likely to hiccup the business credit and keep it together. So definitely Google that, look up that, do some research on that. Sometimes they have rooms in that on Clubhouse and different stuff so you can hear other people talk. Or, of course, the University of YouTube is also helpful. But always, of course, have a backup information for whatever you find on YouTube. Because again, people do just come on and they share their experiences. They're not the expert, but you can get ideas and questions to keep digging further to get the full scope. And of course, everyone's situation is a little bit different. So what might apply to you may not apply to the next person. So you definitely want to be taking a look at that. So I did want to go back to the child in the home. Again, you can do the single family home, but of course, as we talked earlier this week, you can do the duplex, triplex, or the quadruplex. Because I'm a parent. I'm not sure that I would want my child, especially if they're not going off to college, and so the people staying in their in their home aren't their like classmates. I would probably prefer a quadruplex because my child would have their own home. And then the other units that are being rented are those other, units for those people to have their own home. So there's not someone in the home with my child. There's no shared kitchen space or anything like that. So I don't want you to forget that you can still use this loan for those types of properties. For those slayers who are just coming in, you can refer to kiddicondoloans.com, which is, am I sharing my screen? Wait, just joking. Here we go. kiddicondoloans.com, where the guidelines are. It does speak about 2 to 4 unit properties that you are able to access with this type of loan. It does say the loan to value will need to be, at that 75% mark, but you can still do the 2 to 4 unit property. So if that's something as a parent you're more comfortable with, or even if your child is just more comfortable, like mom, dad, I don't want to share a space, this is still something you can do. And not only would this be easier to rent out in the future once the child owns that property at the end of that time frame, it's theirs. They technically own 2 to 4 homes in this situation. And it'll be easier to rent out those additional spaces instead of renting their room, because especially you've graduated college, you're doing your thing, whatever, you don't typically want to keep living with a roommate. So their passive income would stop at that point if you just got one, dwelling under a roof. But if you got 2, 3, or 4 dwellings under one roof, then they can continue having that passive income. And somewhere at the 5 to 7 year mark, depending on how you paid your mortgage, that property is paid off. So it's all free money. So they're living for free and they're collecting free money. And like my girl, Terry from Evolving Always, she say she like free money. So I like free money too.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yes. So definitely think about that. That is something that you want. And Tina is saying yes about the DUN number and the tax ID. Yes, those are very important. But definitely think about getting a 2 unit or above, because it really puts your child in a place to be financially ahead, and not maybe in a place that maybe some of us have been in our lives where we had to figure it out and we digging through the couch cushions like, can we buy some groceries? Like everyone hasn't had that experience, but there's no saying, let's set our children up for the future so they don't go through that experience, So, and then on this note that we'll go over on another time, but I want to bring it up now. Having a trust is a great place to secure your assets, yours and or your child's, because this property would be your child's property. They would have their own trust that this property would go into. So as a parent, you don't have to be concerned, well, Joey's in love and I don't like Ashley. Sorry, Ashley, not Ashley A and B consignment. And I don't really want him to marry her, but he's going to marry her anyway because he's grown and he's going to do what he wants. The property will not be in jeopardy because it's in a trust. And marriage with trust are a totally different thing, but it's protected under a trust. And it's protected without a prenup or a postnup. Again, a topic we'll talk about at a later time. Hey, Kiana, what's up, girl? a topic we'll talk about another time, but those are things to consider and think about going forward, because I know this being such new information that we haven't talked about and maybe have never heard of before, those questions may pop up in your mind like, well, what do I do with this and what do I do with that? A trust is a good place to secure your assets, to one, they kind of help with taxes, but two, from, you know, someone else being able to come in and take them, especially too, if you own a limited liability company, sometimes, they can, depending on how you do your funds, they can try to come in and not only sue your company, but then sue you personally. And then your assets that are connected to you can be in jeopardy. But if they're in the trust, it's totally different, blah, 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 blah. We'll talk about it later. But I just want to bring that to your attention as well, that those are definitely topics we're going to talk about. But that is also a way to secure your child's property. Because again, you know, our kids are going to do what they want to do. And that's okay. But we do want to set them up with their commitment and hard work and effort the best way we can. No need to work and make money and not put it to good use. So Tina says, yes, a trust, do the research. A trust may be better for you than a will. It's true. That is true. Because a will, which again, we'll touch on at another time, but usually when you have a will, all your assets still have to go through probate. A will does not stop that, and probate is a very long process through the court system. So if you already have it in a trust and you have your trustees set up, they already are in control of the assets in the trust. And there are two types of trust, revocable and irrevocable. And again, we will talk about that at another time. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I just know how to read, and I can tell you guys what I've read. And then I can give you sources for you to read it yourself, because don't just believe me, baby. I want you to read it and know it for yourself. So yes, Terry is agreeing with Regina. Free money, baby, is always good. Take it. Thank you. And there are very limited situations where you can actually generate money without doing anything. I mean, passive income is a thing that we talk about a lot, but many of us don't know how to generate passive income, truly passive income, because people don't even know the definition of passive income, which drives me crazy. But anyway.
Honey, look, we're all about that, honey. I'm trying to what? Secure all the bags.
Yes, yes.
That is so true. Well,
go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just thinking that this was very, some very valuable information for, you know, for those who are looking to help scoot their kids along in life and things. And again, I wish I'd have known about this years ago.
And there are communities who do this all the time. This is like breathing to them. They've known about it. They created it. And it's like the breathe in, breathe out. This is just their way of life. So I wanted to bring that, you know, to, you know, everyone's attention, because it's not our way of life, but it could be.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I just really think that's a really great idea. And the fact that, you know, you co-sign for them, you know, but, you know, if they have a little old cute job, honey, they can go ahead and help out with those payments too.
Yeah, but better is I want you to focus on school. So I don't want you with a cute job. Let your roommates, parents.
Well, now this is true as well. But I was just thinking, you know, nothing wrong with, you know, you dropping a few coins. Now I got you, but you know, you drop a few coins too, because
well, they do have to pay the utilities, so they do have to pay that.
Well, yeah, they do have to pay that.
You know, they got to pay for something fact. So you might, you know, work on campus in the library or something, and technically you don't do no work. You really studying, because I worked in the library. I ain't worked a day in my life in that library. I just did all my homework. They sent me a check every 2 weeks.
I hear you. But I tell you, you know, it's just all that is entwined to me, because I think that, you know, it's important to know how to do all of that. Like have a little, you know, job, pay bills, and you know, and then you know your roommates can go ahead and keep on continually, you know, paying that while paying down your
mortgage, boo.
Yeah,
and now you got equity, a property, all of that. And for the Slayers who are just coming in, I mentioned this before. You may not have this same situation, but there are loans similar to this for parents that you can do for parents. It'll be the same kind of situation, but you could do it for your parents. or you could do it for a disabled child as well, where they would own it and all of that. But you would have to Google and dig a little deeper because we didn't cover that. It's called something different, but it works very similar to the Kiddi Condo loan. They basically call it, I'm going to share my screen one more time. They call it a non-occupant loan. So non-occupant loan. So if you Google that, it should come up with the several options. It'll show Kiddi Condo loan again, but then it'll show like a parent loan or elderly loan, something they call it, and then a disabled child loan. So if you don't have this exact situation that we talked about today, but maybe you have elderly parents or something, or a disabled child, you could still benefit from the information we kind of talked about today. Just, look up that specific loan and then call, a lender or a bank and ask the questions for that to see how that fit your situation, because you can still do the same thing.
Oh, got it. Well, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in, but again, it's all on the website, so
it is.
You can go back through and read all this information.
Yeah, let me put the website in the chat as well.
Yeah.
So no one is wondering, what's that website she said again? Girl, I forgot.
Well, I wanted to talk. I know we were talking about Ashley, A&B Consignments candle.
Yes, do you have her
candle? Yes, I do, darling.
Yes.
This is.
Let me put you on the big screen. Hold on.
Holla. Here I go. Hey, here I go. But this is Ashley's. Let me turn it around. Don't mind my nails. I know I need a fill. Okay, don't worry about that. This is Ashley's cha-ching candle, and as you can see, I've already burned it finally, because I just didn't want to, because it was already smelling so good with me not burning it. But this one says smells like success. Yes, and I love the smell of success.
Me too.
And it was like time to take all that cash and relax with a much deserved ocean view and a cocktail, hunty. Even if it's in your office. Well, now that just was a downer, but because I'd much rather be on the beach with a cute little pina colada, because that's exactly what this smells like. So if you guys have not tried her or bought a candle from Ashley, actually go to A&B Consignment and you will find, I believe she has the link in there. Yes. And I believe she also tells you the different other, because I can't remember right offhand all the other the names, but honey, I will tell you that this pina colada is the bomb diggity. It is. And it's so, I love the matte black professional label by my boy Art, who I get my stickers from as well. So that combination is amazing. They did a great job. She did a great job. And I just love talking about these candles because I love candles. I love to have them burning in the house.
About your candle that you have coming up?
Well, you and I both.
Yes.
In July is my birthday month. Yes, I said month. And I'm
looking for it, Jen. Give me just a second.
And I am, along with Ashley, she'll be creating my own personal Pink Diva Studio candle, darling. Yes. And so I always tell her, let's make it smell like pink champagne. Now, I don't know if she can or how's she going to work that out. But if she does, that's marvelous. And I am so looking forward to this collaboration. Like I said, the candles that she has already smell good. I've bought one for a giveaway, on the Brunch with Diva. I'll also be giving them away on my plus size reseller live sale on May 22nd. She'll be sponsoring that as well. And I'll also give away another one. I'm just, when I really like something, a product or something, I stand behind it. I stand, honey. Yeah. So, I love it. I love it. Jen, you'll love it. She has so many different other names. I thought she was in here, but maybe she's busy right now.
Probably. Her little one, I think, is on break right now. So.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's about that time. So, but you guys go ahead and A&B Consignment again. Follow the link and check it out. I tell you, and let me know and let her know. You know, tell her I sent you. You know,
Yes, please.
Tell her Pink Diva sent you. But
so I am going to drop the link for her Poshmark closet because she sells them in her Poshmark closet. I'm just going to drop the link for the full closet because if like as she restocks, the link may change to the specific candle, but she has 4 kinds. Payment issues, reseller fuel, success, and I don't remember the other one.
I cannot.
I think I'm gonna drop the link because now my computer won't load. What the Scooby-Doo is going on? I am so confused right now.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
yes, Terry. I love the sound of it. Because it's just going to fit into other plans that I have in July as well. So, you know, it's my birthday month, honey. I'll be giving away stuff on and off all month. Okay, so we seem to be having a small issue over here with Tiana.
Well, I'm working on it. Okay. I have just sent the link. I was trying to send the link via YouTube and not, you know, the StreamYard thing. But it would my YouTube. Oh, see, now it's loaded after I'd already typed it. Now go away.
Loaded twice. That's all right.
Also on Instagram, but for whatever reason, it's pulling up. It's like pulling up a specific post on her Instagram instead of her whole. There we go. Lord, because I'm not signed in on a computer for this Instagram. Ashley.
Yes, Terry. Pink champagne. Don't you love the sound of that? Pink champagne. This is my pink champagne candle. Ooh, you know, I'm excited.
Okay, and this is also her Instagram page because, like I said, I don't know if she only sells through only sells through Poshmark or if she also will do a private order. I'm not sure, but you would need to DM her. So I put the her Instagram in there as well. It's A&B Consignment. Her name again is Ashley, but you can just purchase one straight off her Poshmark closet because they are all there. If you give me a second, I'll tell you the name. So yeah, it's Reseller Fuel, Cha-ching. How could I forget?
Payment issues. Cha-ching.
Oh, okay, my fault. Payment issues and Money Pile.
Money Pile. Yeah.
Money Pile. Yes. So all the links are in there, darlings. Yes. I have Cha-ching and Payment Issues because I thought Payment Issues was hilarious. So I was like, I need them both. So I got both.
When you guys get that, make sure to tag me in it.
Yes.
Because she is such a cool person. And, you know, anytime that we as resellers, entrepreneurs, you know, come up with something like this or, you know, handmade or whatever, you know, we need to, you know, support each other. Yeah, support.
Especially when it's something you buy anyway. So
yeah, because I do buy a lot of candles. So I have this one in my bedroom, and then you know, I don't know, probably get a couple more spread around. Spread the love.
At least you know what your candle gonna smell like, because I have no clue. So we shall see.
Ma'am, don't you have 2 candles?
No, my personal one for August. So,
that one. I don't know if she can do that because I haven't discussed it, but you know, we're
gonna meet on Monday.
Yeah, we'll have that meeting. So maybe I could throw that out there. I don't know if she could do that or not, but maybe I would love it. I would love it if she could, because for that event, that large event that it will be coming up in in July. You know, it'll be kind of themed around, you know, of course, my birthday,
right?
But you know, other things I'll be giving away during that time.
Yes, that's facts. And any of you Slayers who are watching, Ashley is actually doing a collaboration with 12 resellers. Rhonda's going to be the first. I'm the second. So as far as I know, she has 10 other spots open to collaborate on a candle with another reseller. So if you are interested in that, I would DM her to see if you can get your own A&B Consignment handmade Ashley candles direct for you. Custom made and sold to the public. So,
exactly. I would definitely take advantage of that, because how many times can you get your own candle made for you?
Okay.
You know, I think that's amazing. So, in my Oprah voice, amazing. But yeah, reach out to her because I did forget that she is doing that. And
Yeah.
so why not? I love that idea too.
Me too. Me too.
Why am I not crafty?
Listen, we can't all be everything, right?
I am definitely not crafty, honey.
I'm the girl to teach you how to make money and not spend your money. That's all. That's what I know how to do. Don't ask me to do nothing else.
Right. Well, I just want to thank everyone who came to Hump Day Happy Hour last night, Hunty. It was very fun. It's always fun. So if you haven't been, the next one is on the 26th of this month. So, honey, stay tuned.
And don't forget to come back tomorrow night, Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live karaoke session. Woo! The closer and closer it gets, I'm just like, whose idea was this? Oh, yeah, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley.
So I'm like, oh, boy. So
I was like, I'm going to need Ashley to show up and show out, okay? Because this whole thing just happened as a fun and giggles.
Yes.
You know, can't say what I want to, but fun and giggles. And, you know, and then here we are doing a karaoke.
Actually doing it.
You guys, this is the event you do not want to miss. I will tell you that.
Yes. And come to it live because we're playing actual music and who knows, there might not be a replay because you know the algorithm will be like,
right.
So be at the live so you see it live because what happens to it after that, I don't know. I don't control that part. And you can sing with us. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat tomorrow night. And you can get on the stage
with them
and sing with us. Rhonda gonna sing something. Okay?
I am not gonna sing a thing.
She is the DJ, so she has to focus on DJing. So she might not be able to sing. But yes. So join us, come sing with us. We're gonna drop the link at the beginning of the show. We're gonna drop the other link so you can pick a song. And then we'll happily bring you on stage to sing. It is going to be, I don't know why I keep calling it sing, because I keep thinking it's just going to be lots of noise with some music in the background.
And I'm sure there'll be loads of laughter. Like Christy and Terry and Ashley and C and so many other people. Brittany,
it's 11 of us. People. Diana. Oh my gosh. Penny. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, Penny. I cannot wait for Penny's performance. Tina. Oh my gosh. I love
Lisa.
it. I love it.
Oh gosh.
There's so many. But you know, you guys don't miss it. Yes. Pay attention to the feeds or the stories. It'll probably be in both. So you know exactly what time.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Tomorrow.
Put it on your calendars, Hunty.
Yes. And that's all I got for you today. I hope you learned something about Kiddi Condos. I hope this whole week has helped you look at living for free in a whole new light and being able to put some things into place so you can reach that goal and collect that passive income because those bags just fall from the sky. Actually, I mean, really, they just rain down.
They just trickle down.
In Spanish, Joviendo. Y'all didn't know I was bilingual, did? Okay.
I didn't know. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, Slayers, we will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for live karaoke. Bye.
Thanks for joining.